Welcome back to the Marquee Media Studio with Mark Haney, igniting the entrepreneurial revolution with the HaneyBiz Project.
Welcome back to the HaneyBiz Project, brought to you courtesy of Hub International and Legion AVS. I'm Mark Haney, and I am here today with founder and president of United Wholesale Lending, Mr. Shelby Elias. How you doing, Shelby?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Mark.
I am happy to have you on the show. We've been talking real estate. You are in a different part of the real estate business with your wholesale lending business. We want to know about your business, but we also want to get to know Shelby. Why don't we get an overview of who is Shelby Elias?
Well, I started my career back when I was in college. And I got introduced to the real estate industry.
Working while going to school, huh? What
yeah,
a concept.
Yes, exactly. I've always had a burning desire to be an entrepreneur. I was taught by my mom. We didn't have everything in life. I grew up in Manteca. So my mom just taught me from a really young age that you can have everything that you want. You just have to go out there and get it. So in grade school and in high school, when I wanted a new pair of Jinko jeans or, a polo shirt, we couldn't afford to go to Nordstrom's and buy it. But my mom taught me, look, we can go to Ross, TJ Maxx, and we just need to find it. It's out there. We just need to find the deal. And I grew up reading the classified ads on weekends and going to yard sales and buying things and reselling things. So I was bred with this gene of, look, you can go out and have anything that you want. You just have to go out there and get it. I actually became a child actor when I was a kid too. Child actor, I left school half days every day and I auditioned. So I learned how to pick myself up. I mean, I had 1,000 no's before I had one yes, and I was able to get a commercial. So that's a little bit of my backstory and kind of
bred
how
to
I was
win.
bred.
I mean, that is an incredible story. You started off with a difficult childhood in terms of finances, but your mom taught you how to win. And did she teach you by example? I mean, obviously you lived this as a kid. Mm-hmm. She must have been quite an example.
Big time. I mean, my mom did so much for us kids, right? Those 4 boys. My dad was the only one to work. I remember when I was growing up, I was really young, and my dad he didn't even have a car. He rode a bike to work. My mom had the only car for our family. So my mom, what she would do is my dad would go to work. My mom would breed dogs. We bred birds. My dad built an AV area in the backyard, so she bred lovebirds. And she sold these lovebirds. She sold puppies. I mean, you name it. She bought and resold stuff. So my mom was always contributing, but she taught us that. Pretty cool.
Our foundations are so important. Talk to us about how that foundation led to your enormous entrepreneurial success.
So it's pretty funny. So when I came to my parents when I graduated high school, they were like, so, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? And I said, I want to be a businessman. I want to go away to college and, whatever. My parents were like, well, we can't afford for you to go to college. So, I said, well, that only drove me to want to go more. And so at that point, what I did is I went away to college. I went to Sac State, and I was just seeking guys out that were in a better position than I was. I found a really good mentor, and he brought me on to work with him, one of the largest lenders in the nation. I was 20 years old. I was going to night school, and I was probably one of the youngest ones in the organization. Within 7 months, I became the number 3 loan officer in the entire company. Crazy.
How did you do that? Was that, obviously things like that don't happen by accident. We talk about working half-time, right? It's 80 hours a week. What does your work ethic look like? I mean, even now that you have so much success, which I want to get into, but you must have outworked the rest of the people in the office.
Yeah, you totally nailed it. That was single-handedly the only thing that I did. I mean, back then, I didn't even know how to do a loan. I just knew how to work harder than everyone else. I was there working 7 to 7s. I was asleep in my car waiting for the security officer to open up the door so I can go in and I could be the first one to take inbound calls. So I was the first one in, and I would get all the calls early in the morning before everyone was in there, and then I was the last one out. So I would get the ones, when everybody else went home. I was the only one in the building, so I was taking all the calls. So really, I just outworked everybody. I had more opportunities than everybody, and then that helped me have the confidence, to build up and know that I, even though I'm the youngest one, I still, have some worth.
Well, tell us about your business today. What does your business look like today?
So my business today, I sold the branches that I had with my previous partners in the Bay Area. So we focus heavily on Sacramento, Roseville, Folsom areas. We have an office in downtown Sacramento. That's our corporate office. We have an office in West Sacramento, Elk Grove, and Roseville. Mm-hmm. We have about 80 loan officers, about 20 support staff, which is really the backbone of our entire business. What I try to do is breed entrepreneurship through my loan officers. I teach them how to run their own business. They're all independent contractors. So I really just try to bring them on and mold them, show them what I'm doing in order to build up my own personal production. And I share those ideas with other loan officers that work for me. And together, we're a lot stronger.
I know some of your loan officers being in the real estate business, and my daughter being so integrated into the community. How would you describe your loan officers?
Well, it really just starts from within and their heart. I look for good people, because of all we're taking care of our clients, and if we really care about them, then everything else will fall into place. Our whole business is based off of helping our referral partners and other real estate agents achieve success through their business, and in turn, by us helping them succeed, we're going to succeed. So when I look at my loan officers, I want to look and see solid individuals that really truly care about people, that care about their clients, and that care about their business.
What are the home buyers or the borrowers most concerned about right now? I have to imagine the interest rate fluctuations being on everybody's mind, but what are the biggest concerns that they end up with?
So there's a lot of fear that they're going to miss out because the market is moving up so fast. So the affordability is slowly getting out of touch. Before, it was, a few years ago, you knew for a fact that buying a home was the best decision you could possibly make, because it was a lot cheaper to buy than to rent. And now that's slowly becoming out of reach. It still makes sense to buy, but you're going to pay a little bit more to own a house than to rent a house. But that's probably what the main thing is that they're scared that they're going to miss the boat.
Yeah. So thinking about the home buyer today, right? I dreamt about buying my first house. That was a big deal. It was the American dream when I was a young man, and I have this feeling that maybe that's shifting a little bit. Are you seeing that?
Yeah. It is shifting a little bit because interest rates have gone up.
Okay.
And so for a lot of people, it is becoming out of reach.
Okay.
And you got guys like Grant Cardone that are out there preaching, don't buy a house, don't buy. But for me personally, I think that it is the American dream to own a house. Especially if you have a family, you want them to grow up, knowing that this is your safe zone. This is your family zone. So I would definitely encourage people to buy a house. It's single-handedly made the most millionaires for any other profession. And, it's a great avenue.
What's the American dream look like for you, Shelby?
The American dream for me.
The American dream. It's still alive. I know. I can feel it in your heart that it's still alive, so I don't have to ask that. But what does it look like for you? You've had so much success. Now I see you're doing these investments and really continuing to push.
Yeah. So for me, it's more about freedom. I'm searching for freedom. I want to be able to spend a lot of time with my family, focus on my relationship with my kids, and I'm super passionate about real estate. So I love every aspect of it, but it's more so finding the things that really light my fire and just pushing those limits. So it's more about finding incredible investment opportunities within real estate, coaching other individuals to open up different types of businesses within the real estate channel, just encouraging others to push their limits.
Well, one of the things that you and I have been talking about, I've been trying to talk you into coming into the Entrepreneurs Organization of Sacramento, right? I am involved in that. I'm the incoming president, or I become president in a few months. But What's it going to take to get you to join EO? Because you would fit right in with us. What's it going to take?
Well, I just went to an amazing event with you guys last week, I believe. And it was a guy that totally pushes his limits, the Iron Cowboy.
Yes.
He ran 50 Ironmans in 50 days. Phenomenal. It was really good just to connect with all of the guys. And I think that I already signed my my contract.
You may already be signed. Okay, I don't get my little commission check then, or I do maybe. But I want to, we talked to Gabriel a little bit about someone that's in our life that stays by us through the thick and thin. And anybody who's been in real estate over the last several years, we know it hasn't been always easy. Who has stood by your side, Shelby?
So I'm extremely blessed to have, multiple people that have been by my side. My mom has been a total pillar for me forever. I know that she doesn't think that she has, but she's just a huge inspiration to me, and I'm super thankful for everything that she's done, in my life. And then also my wife. My wife's been with me since day one, really. I mean, when I was going through it all and really starting to start my business, I wasn't around very much, and I actually dragged her into the industry. I'm like, look, you don't understand. We would be at dinner, and she's like, you better not answer that phone. And I would say, I'm going to answer the phone, And she would never understand unless I brought her into this world. And ever since I brought her in, she's just been right there by my side, helping me build the business. She does a lot of the stuff that I can't do. So without her, I wouldn't be nearly as successful as I am.
Incredible story, Shelby. I want to thank you for coming on the show. It's obvious the way you feel, the deep feelings that you have for the people who have stood by you. And I'd like to think I'm that type of person too, where, nobody in entrepreneurship builds the dream alone. You need to have those people by your side if you're going to end up winning and happy and really turning your dream into a reality. So thank you very much. And thanks for joining EO too. I really appreciate it. We got you signed up. When we return, I will be joined by the real estate expert and the rock star, Ashley Haney, the managing broker and my business partner at Haney Garcia Realty Group. Join the revolution at HaneyBiz.com. Brought to you by the Entrepreneurs Organization of Sacramento and law firm Greenberg Traurig. This is the HaneyBiz Project.